Hey everyone, it's Monica, and today it is like 11 p.m. at night. I'm drinking a Red Bull. I literally fly to San Francisco in like 3 hours, 4 hours, haven't packed, but here I am filming a video. I really wanted to film because otherwise I wouldn't have anything to post for the next few days, and I wanted to share my most recent book haul with you all. So yes, that is what we're doing today. So excited for all of these books. I literally just got one as I was walking in the door just now, and it is one of my most anticipated books of this year. I realized after I uploaded my most anticipated video that I had forgotten about it and didn't include it, and then was just devastated. But it is also one of my most anticipated books, and I'm so excited to share it with you all. So let's jump in. So the first thing I want to haul is my final Page Habit box. I have decided to switch over to the quarterly subscription. I am really excited for this one. I have cheekily might have already opened it and used one of the products. So basically, if you are not familiar, Page Habit is a monthly bookish subscription service. What I really like about them is that they also give back. Each month they choose a different destination that is lacking in books, and they donate books to that destination. I believe it's like for every box sold, they send a book, and then for every like hashtag used. But the first product that came in this most recent box are these lights, these like copper string lights. Now I have a ton of these in my room that I got on Amazon that you like plug in, but I've been really wanting to get these like battery operated ones because I've been wanting to do that whole like bottle in a light thing. So I've had this like coffee bottle that I've had. It's like a cold brew coffee that I bought when I lived in San Francisco, and look how pretty it is with the lights inside. I just think it's so cute. I've been wanting to do this forever, so I was so excited when these lights were included in the box because this has been so useful. So yes. So it also comes with a note from the author, and then each month they also publish a short story, and the authors are sometimes really cool. I forget who it was a couple of months ago that was like I was really excited about, but this one is A White Shade of Christmas by Taylor Grant. So this was the December box. Then we have a cute bookmark, and this says, "Fill your house with stacks of books in all the crannies and all the nooks, Dr. Seuss." That's actually really cute. I like that. Then we have the card that tells you about the location that they are donating books to. So December donations went to Sierra Leone, and then it tells you about that destination, and then it also shows you the month's picks, so you could see all of the books that were selected, because that's the other cool thing about Page Habit is that they have a variety of boxes. I get the this is the YA box, but they have a literary fiction box, fantasy, mystery, horror, historical fiction, science fiction, and romance. And then the book for this month is The Truth Beneath the Lies by Amanda Cersei. And again, if you're not familiar with Page Habit, they include annotations throughout the book of where the author like adds little notes about their writing process. Let's see what this one is about. Flight. All Kayla Asher wants to do is run. Run from the government housing complex she calls home, run from her unstable mother, run from a desperate job at No Limit Foods, run to better, cleaner, safer life. Every day is one day closer to leaving. Fight. All Betsy Hopewell wants is to survive. Survive the burner phone hidden under her bed, survive her new rules, survive a new school with new classmates, survive being watched. Every minute grants her another moment of life. But when fate brings Kayla and Betsy together, only one girl will live. So this sounds very much so like a YA thriller. And it also has a quote from the author of One of Us is Lying, which I guess was a really popular YA thriller recently. I have not read it, but she calls it a smart, suspenseful, and unpredictable thriller that will keep readers turning pages until every last lie is revealed. And then there are a couple other items in here. The first one is a keychain. It says, "I'm an omnivorous reader with a strangely retentive memory for trifles," which I'm not sure what that quote is from, but it's a good quote. And then this last thing is Unwind, surprise ball for prizes. So I guess you unwind the ball? Okay, I'm very confused. It had like a temporary tattoo, this little like weird shaped pearl, and then one of these Party Poppers. Do I pop it? I'm not gonna pop it because these make me anxious, but that was really funny. All right, now on to the rest of the books. The first two are ones I've recently purchased. If you guys are following my channel, you might know I've been on a bit of a middle grade kick. So this first one I've been wanting to pick up for a while. I'm actually like kind of kicking myself because I used to own this book and then I unhauled it and I bought it again. And that is The Doldrums by Nicholas Gannon. And I picked this one up at Books of Wonder and it is signed by the author. This is about a boy named Archer whose grandparents were these amazing explorers, but they went missing, and he is living with his very overprotective mother, and all he wants is adventure. So then he and two of his friends end up developing this plan to go on an adventure to find his grandparents and rescue them. So that is The Doldrums, which just looks super lovely. It has lots of really pretty illustrations throughout it, so I'm really excited to pick that one up. The next one, literally every person who saw this in my hands at the bookstore was like, oh, you have to get that one, or I loved that one, so I had to get it, and that is The Cavendish Home for Boys and Girls by Claire Legrand. So this book is about a girl named Victoria who is very put together. She doesn't like messes, and she ends up befriending this boy named Lawrence, who is sort of like her exact opposite, bit of a misfit, very messy, and he goes missing one day. And it seems to be that a lot of kids in her area have been going missing, particularly the misfits. And all roads seem to lead to the Cavendish Home for Boys and Girls, where either the students come out seemingly better and smarter and more put together, or they don't come out at all. So that sounds super intriguing. My friend Elena was saying that it is a little bit spooky, but really fun, so I'm very intrigued for this one. Also, I love this cover, it's so pretty. The next book that I am really excited for is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Maureen Johnson was one of my favorite authors growing up, so I'm really excited to read a new book by her. I believe that this is a sequel or a spin-off of another, because I have never read Devious, but I think that this is like a continuation of that, but I don't think you have to have read that in order to read this, because I don't really remember if I read that one. But this one is set at this academy, and when it was first founded in the 30s, there was this kidnapping of the founder's wife and child, and the kidnapper left a note that was signed Truly Devious, and a new student arrives, and she's a true crime aficionado, and she arrives wanting to solve this unsolved mystery. But apparently Truly Devious ends up making a return to this academy, and so does Death and Mystery. So this sounds really intriguing. I've been on a bit of a true crime kick lately thanks to BuzzFeed Unsolved, so I'm really excited for this one. I also know how funny Maureen Johnson is, so I'm really excited to pick this one up. This is an advanced copy that my friend Michael and roommate Michael gave to me, so thank you, Michael. I think next I'm gonna jump into my Book of the Month Club books because they're here. The first one I want to talk about is one that I've actually already hauled previously, but now I'm going to haul the Book of the Month Club version, and that is Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. And this is set in America, and like a little bit into the future, abortion has been made illegal, and it follows a variety of different women, and it explores the different implications that has on the country. And you know, it's not just about, I don't want to say like just about, but it doesn't just look at people who want to have an abortion, but also people who already have families, people who are providing them in this illegally, and then also people who are trying to have their own children or adopting children. And it basically shows all these different effects of this law on society, and I am about a third of the way through it, and it's really interesting so far. It's a very weird book, but it is also very thought-provoking. So yeah, really intrigued for this one. I was so excited when I saw that this was one of the picks. The next pick of the month for Book of the Month Club is The Music Shop by Rachel Joyce, and I just am in love with this cover so much. I would literally hang this on my walls as art. It's so beautiful. This is about a man in 1988 named Frank who owns a record store, and he prides himself on basically being able to connect the perfect person with the perfect piece of music. And then a woman named Isle comes into the store and asks him to teach her more about music, and he has a lot of issues when it comes to emotionally connecting with people. It says, can a man who is so in tune with other people's needs be so incapable of connecting with the one person who might save him? The journey that these two quirky, wonderful characters make in order to overcome their emotional baggage speaks to the healing power of music and love in this poignant, ultimately joyful work of fiction. So this is probably a great book for people who love music and love connecting with other people about music. And again, that cover. I guess I should like explain Book of the Month Club in case you guys are not familiar with them. They are a monthly subscription service, but all you get are books. But basically they curate usually around 5 books each month from a variety of genres, and you're able to choose whether or not you want one of those books or to skip that month. And they're pretty much always some of the newest, biggest releases of that month, which is always really exciting because usually, especially for like literary fiction, those books run like $30 each at the bookstore, and through Book of the Month it's like half off basically. So I really love the service. I have my own subscription that I like just keep skipping each month because right now they are incredibly kind and send me each month's picks, which is very nice of them. But even once they decide that they are over me, I adore the service and will continue using it because I really believe in it and enjoy getting their books. Then we have As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meisner, and this is a historical fiction novel set in 1918 Philadelphia, and it follows Pauline and her family as they move to Philadelphia right at the beginning of the Great War, and they're just excited to come to this new bustling town and start a new life. But then the Spanish flu ends up hitting North America, and you see how they basically handle all the different trials that come their way because of that. So that sounds like a really good historical fiction novel, and also not really a setting or storyline that I really heard much about, so very intrigued. Then we have The Woman in the Window by A.L. Finn and Two Girls Down by Louisa Luna. Now these are the two like thriller picks, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge like Girl on the Train, Gone Girl kind of reader, but The Woman in the Window is about a woman who lives in New York City, and she doesn't venture outside very much at all, but she does spend a ton of her time just watching her neighbors through her windows. And then one day she sees something that she shouldn't, and then the mystery goes from there. I'm assuming it's like a murder or something. Usually is. One of these days it'd be great to like get a book where it's like she saw a surprise party. I don't know, like something happy. The next book is Two Girls Down by Louisa Luna. Oh, this one's actually kind of interesting to me. It's not like a Gone Girl kind of thing. It's actually a detective novel, but the detective is a woman. Her name is Alice Vega, and she is investigating the disappearance of 2 young girls. So next is a different kind of book than what I normally talk about on my channel, but I just adore it and want to share it with you guys, and it is Cherry Bomb, the Cookbook by Carrie Diamond and Claudia Wu. Now this is just so pretty. Obviously it is a cookbook. This was actually a present from my roommate Kaylee for Christmas, and basically my favorite thing in the world is like pink and red. I love it. So aesthetically I'm very, very into this cookbook, and then also just like I love the idea of it. They basically got sort of these very prominent women in cooking to create, to give one of their like favorite recipes. And then the book that I just got today as I was coming up the stairs is American Panda by Gloria Chow. This is the one that was like one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I completely forgot to include it in that video, and I am a total Dumbo for not doing that because I'm so excited for this book. I actually have a funny story. I met Gloria Chow when I was in line for Mindy McGinnis at Book Expo America. We were both waiting to get our book signed, and she told me about her book and like what she wanted to do with her book. She completely sold me on it, and this was years ago, and I've been so highly anticipating this book ever since then, and I'm so excited. I think this was like right before she got her deal, and I'm just like so excited that it's here in my hands. So this is about Mei Liu, who is a Taiwanese American girl who is starting her first year at MIT and has sort of been just going along with her parents' plans for her life, which are to become a doctor, marry a pre-approved Taiwanese Ivy Leaguer, and produce a litter of babies. However, she hates germs. 2, falls asleep in bio class, and 3, has a crush on her classmate Darren Takahashi, who is definitely not Taiwanese. So I'm just so excited for this book. It sounds like everything I want in this world, and yeah, I can't wait. I actually just like read the first couple of pages and I'm already in love because it just like, even though I'm not Taiwanese, I'm Korean, I feel like I can relate a lot to this, and I'm just so happy that there is more representation coming out featuring Asian characters, which just makes my heart warm. I requested this one from Simon & Schuster, so thank you so much, Simon & Schuster, for sending this my way. Two other books that were sent my way are Scythe and Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman. These have been on my like wish list for a while, so I was really excited when Simon & Schuster reached out and offered to sponsor a video, which was my last TBR video if you watched that. Currently making my way through Scythe. Really excited about finally starting the series because I've heard such amazing things about it. One was a Prince Honor book, and everyone I know who has read it has just raved about it. If you're not familiar with the series, it's basically set in this world, our Earth, but like years into the future, and we've basically overcome death. All illnesses, hunger, etc., it's all been cured, but population control is still a thing, and so scythes exist to kill people, pretty much. And the series follows two teens who have been basically told that they are going to train to be scythes. They're not very happy about it, and this is their story. I don't know why I went into like Law and Order mode at the end there, but yeah. And then another Christmas present. This one is Snot Girl by Brian Lee O'Malley. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I don't know if I talked about this already. I hope not. I've been wanting to read this forever. It's basically about a fashion, like super famous fashion blogger who also has like really bad allergies. I've already read this. I really enjoyed it. At times I was like, I kind of feel personally attacked by this because there's a lot of like social media jokes, even though I'm not like a famous fashion blogger or anything. For some reason, there's just like a few things I was like, this is very relatable. It's like absurd and over the top, but really fun. It has like some weird thriller elements in it, and I need volume 2 because I need to find out what happens next. So this is really fun. This was a Christmas gift from Kristen from Art Super Space Chick, so thank you so much, Kristen. I loved it. And then the last book I want to talk about is Everless by Sarah Holland, and this one's tagline is "Time is a prison, she is the key." And this one I picked up at McNally Books here in New York City during the book launch party for this book. I actually hadn't heard of this one yet, and then Kristen messaged me about it and said that she thought it was really intriguing, and then I looked at the premise and it sounds really intriguing. It's basically set in this world where time has been turned into a currency, so you can give your time, like years of your life, in exchange for like money. So if you have like debts, you basically pay it off in life, and I just think that that's really interesting. So I did start reading it, and again, I do find it quite interesting. I've read a few like reviews on it, and one of the things that I read was that she uses a lot of tropes, but she like kind of subverts them, which is like my favorite thing. So I'm really excited to continue with this one. Okay, yeah, so those were all of the books I've recently picked up. I'm gonna go ahead, put these away, begin packing. If you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to discuss them with you in the comments down below, but please no spoilers, or let me know what book you picked up last month that you're most excited for, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye!